You know what it is! It's Taco Tuesday!
It has been an eventful past week in the crypto markets. We saw a massive dip and I think what many would consider a crypto crash, with Bitcoin losing that $20,000 resistance level, hitting as low as $17,000, and Ethereum losing that $1,000 threshold, hitting around $890 to $900. Let's be honest, right now these are extremely stressful and scary times for many people out there, and I think the worry is that we still have not bottomed out. There is still potential further pain and further retracement still to come. But I want to talk about how this is an opportunity of a lifetime for those of you who have high conviction and belief in both crypto and NFTs in the long run, and really how this space is going to play a big part in the future with just digital assets and how we live our lives virtually and online. Today, I'm going to cover and share my short-term strategy on what I'm looking at, what I'm buying right now, but also my bear market strategy in general on how I'm just handling crypto and NFTs to ensure profits and success throughout these next 12 to 18 months. Hammer the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's jump into it. Success in the NFT market to me is all about stacking as much Ethereum and Solana as you possibly can. So it's important that we look at the recent crypto price action. I think it's top of mind for everyone. I don't normally do this. We just have to kind of talk about it. Bitcoin has had a decent bounce. It's back up to 20,000 now. Same with Ethereum, it's at 1100. And then Solana actually didn't have as big of a retrace or a dip this weekend. It's actually still been holding up pretty steadily around that $35 mark for at least the past few weeks. As you guys can see, it's still up on the weekly compared to the other two. Now, I know a lot of people are going to think this is crazy, but when it comes to NFTs, I actually don't look at NFTs in their fiat or dollar value, which, like I said, I know a lot of people think that's crazy, but I have a long-term conviction in crypto in general, in Ethereum and Solana being networks that are going to continue to be adopted, and with NFTs to continue to be massively adopted as well, as a lot of people understand more about them and just how digital assets are so important to our daily lives. For me, I'm very comfortable with just stacking Ethereum and Solana because I know that not only are these prices going to rebound from where they are now, but they're going to continue to reach all-time highs as time goes on. The other point and the other reason why it's very important to just stack ETH and SOL, especially right now, is because being liquid offers you so many opportunities and it's so important. I'll give you guys an example. 2.5 ETH was a requirement to enter the Moonbirds raffle for pre-mint so that you actually had a chance to mint a Moonbird. And as you guys all know, Moonbirds is now pretty established, I would say, as a blue chip project. It hit as high as 35 ETH. And if you sold it at 5 ETH, 10, 35, or you're even still holding now, it is a massive dub, but you needed to have that 2.5 ETH to at least enter the raffle once. And then I know people entered it with a ton of different wallets as well. So by just having that ETH, it's going to give you opportunities at different areas of entry that you're going to need. The other part is that margin of safety. Margin of safety is all about the fact that you're gonna make mistakes when it comes to investing in NFTs. There are just too many factors in the greater market that you do not have control over. And so having liquid on the side is always gonna be key. And I'll give you guys an example. So recently, the Kaiju Dragonz, a Solana blue chip project, had their Akumu Dragonz, which is basically the cross-chain Ethereum version. And so I definitely bought into the FOMO. The price was absolutely pumping. There were sales, hundreds of sales every minute. And I actually bought an Akumu at 0.75. I want to say Akumu's topped out around that 0.8 mark or so. Now Akumus are at that 0.25 or 0.3 range. That right there is a massive L. I'm not saying Akumu Dragonz won't come back. I actually believe in the project. I believe in the team and what they're building and the whole cross-chain dynamics, which I'll talk about a little bit later. But nonetheless, for a lot of people, that kind of liquid, 0.75 ETH could absolutely wipe you out in terms of not having a whole lot to work with. So by having a ton of liquid on the side, that one loss or one mistake isn't going to cut you completely out of the market. You'll still be able to make plays, trades, and investments. The next thing is that if you're in the NFT space, I think everyone's goal should be to get into at least a blue chip project. And there's many reasons for this. One, I think they're going to offer you the best possible financial gains, whether that's just the fact that they're probably going to continue to rise with time as this space grows. Also, they offer, second collections and airdrops and all kinds of other financial gains that are going to continue to allow you to stack ETH and Solana. The other part is just the community, the networking, all the opportunities that you'll get by just being in these more elite discords and communities, talking with people who are very passionate and have long-term visions for the space. space. This week we have NFT NYC. I wish I was there, but I hope everyone that does travel and makes it has an absolutely sick time. And another reason this is super important is that a lot of announcements and developments in roadmaps or just next steps for a lot of these projects are going to be announced and talked about this week during a lot of these IRL events and conferences. It's important that you guys kind of get in the know about which projects actually have announcements that are coming throughout this next week. That way you guys are able to buy in before they begin to start pumping. A project that I mentioned earlier, Akumu Dragonz, this is a team that already has a blue chip project. They have a solid reputation. They're really trying to have this Solana Ethereum cross-chain mix, which no one has really actually tried to do from my understanding. So I think Akumu is a very interesting play. I think the art's pretty solid. It's obviously down quite a bit from its all-time high right now. 0.26 is incredibly cheap. And if we look at the buy now, about 9%, 10% of the collection is listed. So this is just a product that is minted recently during this, bear market and tough time that's probably not performing as well as it would have in a bull market. And I think that is a strategy that you guys should think about and look at right now. Any of these projects that are minting throughout, these past few weeks and even moving forward in these next few months, a lot of these projects are going to be really quality. They're going to deliver and bring some excellent, utility and developments. And I don't think in terms of a price action, they're going to get as much love as they would if we were in a bull market. So find those projects that you guys like, you like the team, you believe in what they're building, and stack those up. Next on my list is Coolmans Universe. That's because I think Coolmans is one of the best IP plays out there. If you guys have seen any of the content that Coolman Coffee Dan has put out on his YouTube, TikTok, or any of these other platforms, this is the project that probably has some of the best potential to actually becoming some kind of show or just entertainment value overall. So I recently bought two at around that 0.45 mark. You guys can see it's at 0.65 right now. And then I think it was actually as high as like 0.8 in just the past few weeks. There's a couple reasons to this. And so the first off is we're getting the babies collection sometime this month, very, very soon. And this is basically going to be, the babies for the Genesis collection. The other reason, probably the main reason that I bought in recently is that Coolman Coffee Dan mentioned that there's going to be a massive announcement sometime this month, something that he's been waiting on for most of his career. My guess and kind of just my theory on it is that this is some kind of, entertainment partnership or contract. I could definitely see the Species having like a TV show with one of the major streaming services or something along those lines. So that's kind of my guess. I know a lot of people have that same theory and speculation, but either way, there is some massive announcement coming out that I don't think enough people know about. And once that happens, if it is a streaming service, a TV show, a movie, anything like that, you can expect Coolmans to go parabolic. Speaking of big announcements, this week we're finally going to learn and hear all about the Dooplicator, which was a free to claim for all Doodles holders. And as you guys can see here, June 21st, the claims will finally end. And then on the 22nd, there will be a trailer premiering at NFT NYC that's going to talk and explain the Dooplicator. June 23rd, traits and rarities will be revealed, and then summer 2022, the duplication begins. You guys can see the floor price is at 3.5 ETH. It is hanging or holding up extremely well given everything that's going on in the market right now. One of the most bullish indicators for me is the fact that there's 9,300 items and you're only seeing 116 listings right now. Everyone is bought in, everyone is holding, they're excited for the trailer and the reveal and just what these duplicators utility are actually going to be able to do. So I'm extremely interested to see what the duplicator does. I feel like Doodles are definitely a blue chip project that has goals to actually innovate the utility of NFTs and just continue to progress the space. They tried that with the Doodle spaceships and not actually having just another airdrop NFT second collection like a lot of the other projects out there do. So it's going to be very interesting to see what the duplicator does. Definitely something to keep your eyes on in terms of price action, because if this thing is something crazy, I can expect this to absolutely pump, and if it's not, you can expect the exact opposite. So the duplicator is something to keep your eyes on this week once we see the trailer and get more info on that. A project that I covered on the channel that is minted just recently is LonelyPop. It was a ton of FUD and I guess just kind of a messy minting situation with LonelyPop. If you guys aren't familiar, they basically had a Dutch auction last week that started at 1.5 ETH, and I think just overall the community was really thrown off by that. It seemed super cash grabby, really tone deaf. Just no one was basically willing to mint LonelyPop. And so they actually stopped the mint, rechanged it, restructured it, and the minting price for whitelist was 0.075. And then for the public, it was 0.15 or 0.125. When it comes to listings, we're looking at 6.5%, which is pretty good. The reveal for LonelyPop is going to be on the 22nd, so in 2 days. I actually did mint too. I had whitelist. My kind of speculation is that I think a LonelyPop, just based on the art style, could have a Boki style run up, meaning that it could go, you know, as high as 0.75, maybe as high as 1.5 ETH. Another collection that I'm a massive fan on that I still do not own, I need to pick one up ASAP, and that's going to be Kaiju Kingz. The Genesis Kaiju Kingz are basically the key to the ecosystem. You know, they have the mutants, they have the scientists. There's a ton of stuff coming with just, you know, the play to earn game that they have going on. It seems like they get a ton of great partnerships and whitelists with all the most hyped projects. When I think of those brands that are just important in the space and that are always going to be here, I just think Kaiju Kingz is such a stable play. So that's kind of my strategy currently with this crypto dip and crash, and just really throughout the bear market. I'm not making a ton of plays, and I think that's important to note. I'm just buying things that I really believe in and love, really accumulating those products that I've always wanted to have, and just kind of seeing a lot of stuff from the sidelines for now. There's plenty of opportunities out there just because the market is down. Make sure you guys are stacking up and taking advantage of any opportunities that you guys see. I hope you guys found this video helpful, and if you have any questions or things that you guys want me to cover in future videos, feel free to drop a comment down below. Hammer the like button, subscribe to the channel, and until next time, I'm out.